This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome. Happy Tuesday. The Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana State Law says it's your vehicle. It is your choice where you have to repair. Choose Capital Collision Center. Coming up today, huge show. We are seriously jam-packed. We have Danny Sprinkle coming up from Montana State men's basketball in just a couple of moments. We're going to talk to Katie Garcin-Forba, Capital girls coach, Brandon Day, Helena High boys coach, and if that wasn't enough, country music star Joe Nichols will stop by. He's got a new album coming out this week. Also, it's going to be in Montana a couple of times this summer, and wanted to talk to him about the first time we met back in 1990, 25 years ago. It's crazy. All that and more coming up. You can watch on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, and so many more places. Our Twitter handle, @JWalkerSports, our Facebook, and our email. It's how you get a hold of us, also 406-209-1267. The opening segment of the Jason Walker Show, presented by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry with three distinct divisions, so you can create the log home of your dreams that will be crafted to last for generations, by the way. Milled log, handcrafted in timber frame. Also project management services and so much more. Just get a hold of them at yourcustomlog.com to get started today. Montana Custom Log Home. All right, Olympics update. Darian Stevens of Missoula finished 11th in the big air at the Olympics. And the controversial, was that her name, Ellen Yu? She was born in America, but has been, or Eileen Gu is her name, won the gold, but she was basically born in America and then decided to compete for China. So, okay. Let's see here. Stevens finished in 11th, had a crash on the landing. Her and Maggie Voisin will compete in ski slopestyle coming up later in the Olympics. So good luck to them. So that is your Olympics update. Let's see here. How about the Montana State men and women's basketball teams? Combined, because they both won last night, so combined 17 consecutive wins. The men have won 9 straight. The women have won 8 in a row. They're both in first place. Well, the women are sole first place. The men are a half a game behind Weber. They're in first place in the loss standings, 10-2 in the Big Sky. Weber at 11-2. So the Cats just a half a game behind. And a couple of big home games this week. The women out on the road, the Bobcat men at home. And joining us now to talk about it is the head coach of the Bobcat men, who have won 9 consecutive, Danny Sprinkle, joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, Coach, we were just chatting. You got home a little after 2 o'clock last night, but congratulations. Another big road win, 7 straight on the road for the Bobcats and 9 straight wins overall. And man, oh man, you guys are just rolling along.
Yeah, the guys are playing well, and they're doing a really good job of staying in the moment, being present and, taking one game at a time, which, you have to do. And it's hard because you always want to you see the end of the year, but, we've really been stressing, just getting better every day. And one of our mottos is, rent's due every day. No matter how good or bad yesterday was, when you wake up, you got to pay rent that day.
It's been a great motto in all your time. And explain to me the other one, though, the hashtag you guys use on social media.
Ubuntu?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it just means my success is your success.
Okay.
And I can't be all I can be if you're not all you can be. And it's, it's a team game, and we depend on each other. Coaches need players, players need coaches, players need each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, they can't do it by themselves. And if they're going to be a great scorer, they need people to pass on the ball. They need people to screen for them, and vice versa. And so, it's basically just get off yourself. Get off yourself, get on with the team, and the more success we have as a team, then the individual success comes after that.
Well, you guys have had a lot of both. Like I said, 9 straight wins. When did you know that this team was going to be something special? And I know you're taking it game by game, but you got to look back and go,
Yep.
That's our turning point.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a turning point this year. I think it started in the summer. We were really hard on them in the summer in our practices and demanding of them. And, I almost was worried we were too demanding. But I knew I didn't want these guys to be comfortable with the success that we had at the end of last year and making a run in the tournament, because it didn't matter, and I know how places like Bozeman are, where everybody's patting you on the back, telling you how good you are, and we didn't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not at a stage in our program where we can relax and be in a comfort zone. I had to make sure they were out of their comfort zone, and when I saw our guys come back with that intensity in the summer, I knew we had a chance to be a pretty good team.
That's you've been around the game a long time, so you understand exactly when to push those buttons. I love it. As we talk with Danny Sprinkle, his Bobcat men sitting a half a game out of first, big road wins at Portland State or at Idaho State and Weber State over the weekend. You do have a couple of big home games coming up this weekend, though. It starts Thursday with Portland State. And
yes,
your crowds, you've been feeding off the Bobcat fans the last couple of home games, but they've been important, and I know you guys want them out this weekend too.
Yeah, we need to have more fans, to be honest with you. With the season that we're having and the guys, this place needs to be packed. And I'm not talking 3,500 people. I'm talking 55, 6,000. And that's my challenge to the fans. Get your butts in the seats. If you're from out of town, drive over and watch this team. They deserve it. They've earned it. These kids have been putting on that Montana State jersey and representing us on and off the court, and I want to get this place packed, Thursday night and Saturday.
Well, that was one thing you said in your introductory press conference with President Cruzado was, we want the fans back that there were when you played back in 30 years ago almost now, but 25 years ago. And there's no reason this shouldn't happen. And I know how fans in Bozeman have been and can be, but there's no reason that they shouldn't be for the men and the women. Let's be honest.
No question. And, you want to be honest, what else is there to do in Bozeman on a Thursday night at 7:00? Come support your local team. And when we're not playing, come support the ladies, come support volleyball, track, everybody. That's what's so awesome about being in a college town is, it's built around Montana State University. And the more energy and excitement we have, the better for, our student athletes, their experience, and it's just fun for the community. And our community has been great. And I want to give a shout out to our 6-man club too, who's been absolutely awesome since the day I got the job. And but we got to ratchet it up, and I want to get over 5,000 people in this building.
Well, I remember those days, and it was loud, it was fun, and there's, like you said, you're winning. There's no reason not to be in those stands for the rest of the season for the men and the women. As we talked to Danny Sprinkle, the men's basketball coach with Portland State. Take me through this team and how you have to play to beat them and win 10 straight.
Yeah, we got to be strong with basketball. They do an unbelievable job pressuring you, denying. They'll press you. It's a helter-skelter style of play, and they're really good at it. They got some tough kids. They have some really good transfers that came in, and so it's a dynamic team that is really playing really good basketball right now, and they're kind of gelling right now too, and so it's gonna be a heck of a game. But we have to take care of the basketball, and we got to keep them off the offensive glass. That's one of their best offenses is just throwing that thing up on the glass and going and getting it and using their athleticism and aggressiveness. And so we got to match that.
When you look at the Big Sky, it's always a dogfight game in and game out, but this has been pretty top heavy this year, and it's been fun to watch. How fun has it been coaching?
It's just such a fun league because there's so many different styles of play, and the talent level in the league this year, and this is according to Randy Ray, and Coach DeKeer, who have been in this league longer than anybody, and Coach Katz when he was here early in the year, they said it's the most talent, and the best this league has been in the last 15, 16 years. Wow. And so, and I think it's showing. Idaho State showed, how good of a team they could be last Saturday, when they played University of Montana.
Yep.
So on any given night, anybody can beat anybody, because of the talent level, and, there's not much difference from the top to the bottom.
No, there really isn't. And like, you talk about the talent level, you played in it. But man, It's been, there's always been that team or two that has a couple of guys, but it seems like every team this year has somebody and more than somebody on each team to watch out for.
Oh, no question. I mean, even you look at Idaho. University of Idaho has some really talented scorers. I think Mikey Dixon, he might still be leading the league in scoring. And but that's how good the league is. Like, it's hard to win. You have to bring it every night, and you have to get some luck. You have to get some breaks, which we have too. But you just got to keep plugging, and you got to find a way to just keep getting a little bit better every day because everybody else is.
And when you feed off those fans, and I mentioned it earlier, we want those fans in the stands on Thursday and Saturday night. But when you feed off those fans, when can you tell during a game? And I know you're not really paying attention, but can you tell during a game when the fans have really helped out, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially more. As a coach now, I see it more after the game. But as a player, I know what I felt. And I don't forget that feeling when your team gets a dunk or you make a couple threes right in a row and the place is going bonkers. Like that's when you feel it as a player. So I know how special this place can be when it is rocking. And and we played in those environments, like at Colorado this year, at New Mexico.
Yep.
Like it's awesome playing in those environments. Weaver got loud. I know Montana is going to be rocking when we go up there. So, but that's why you play at the Division I level is to play in atmospheres like that. And we gotta continue to make this a great atmosphere here in Bozeman.
I know you don't sleep. You just watch film all the time. You're constantly game planning and thinking about your team and the opponent. But have you stepped back at all and having fun this year?
To be honest, no.
I knew that was going to be the answer.
I used to have a lot more fun when I was an assistant. When you did, that's my scout. I'm down. Now it's, no, because it's, I know the opportunity that this team has, and I owe it to those guys. And our staff owes it to those players to, we can rest. We can rest after the season, and. But until this season's over, like they need to get every ounce that we have, in helping them fulfill their dreams.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I mean, I always like the underdog, but just from my time in LA, I'd like to see the Rams win too.
Okay.
And but it's gonna be a fun game. It's an unbelievable stadium, and it's awesome for Los Angeles and the West Coast to host that thing. And but I'd probably have to pick the Rams.
Okay. Do you get a chance to watch it? Do you guys give the team a chance to watch the game?
Yeah, we will. That'll actually, this Sunday will be one of the first days off we've had in quite a while. Okay. So, as soon as our game was over on Saturday, I'm gonna tell the guys to kind of get away from it for until Monday afternoon, and kind of enjoy it and get away mentally. And I'm sure a couple of the guys will probably even come over and watch it and eat everything at my house like they always do.
Well, that's also part of a job of being a head coach. Is you just got forget you. You're not feeding yourself. You're feeding teams. So
no doubt. No, I love having those guys over.
Real quick, I got to ask you about Damon Grovant and Journey Emerson. And I know you can't talk about specific recruits, but the records, the numbers. What's your thoughts on those? Yeah, I mean, anytime you're breaking some of the all-time scoring records, the respect everybody in the state has for, Elvis Old Bowl. Mm-hmm. To do that is absolutely awesome, and, kudos to, I got to be selective with my words, to any kid that is breaking some of those records, because that's a heck of an accomplishment. I knew I had to be careful with how I phrase that to you, being the NCAA deal and all. Okay, well, what was your best record that you ever had?
To be honest, I don't even know. Maybe when I had the 3-point record here,
okay.
I guess, until Tyler Hall just obliterated it. But, at the time, probably that.
Okay. Well, that wasn't a bad one. I mean, you could shoot a little bit, so.
Yeah, not like some of these jokers nowadays.
Oh man, it's fun to watch though. Hey, good luck this weekend. I know you got to run. You're a busy guy. Appreciate the time and good luck this weekend, the rest of the year, and let's win the Big Sky and then go golf this year. How's that?
Hey, sounds great to me. Sounds great. I appreciate you having me on. Go Cats.
Danny Sprinkle joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Helena High Bengal, Montana State Bobcat. Just a great dude. Fantastic family. And I get a chance to golf with his dad a lot in the summer, Mr. Sprinkle, and it's pretty sweet. So the Cats at home this week. The Grizzmen are at home this week too. Depending on whose fan base you prefer, head on over to one of those. And Helena's in the middle, so you can go to both. Go to one Saturday, one Thursday, or go to both Saturday or Thursday, whatever you want to do. The Cats are winning, man. 9 in a row. There's no reason the Brick Breeden Fieldhouse and Max Worthington Arena shouldn't be rocking from here on out. No matter. It's just, look, the men have won 9 consecutive. The women have won 8 straight. Okay? I don't know if there's been a season where the men and women at Bozeman both were hovering right at the top like this. And I can guarantee you that there's been a season, I'm pretty sure anyway, 99% sure, there hasn't been a season when they've combined to win this many games in a row. 17 consecutive straight. The women have won 8, the men 9 in a row. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. All right, quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk high school hoops with Katie Garcin-Forba next. Jason Walker Show presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana State Law says it's your vehicle. It is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Katie Garcin-Forba, when we return, opening segment brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes. Give them a visit, yourcustomlog.com.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana State Law says it's your vehicle, and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number 1, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number 1 is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Tuesday. Danny Sprinkle talking Bobcat basketball just a few moments ago. If you missed anything from today, you can always go to jasonwalkershow.com afterwards. We'll have everything loaded up for you. Still to come, country music star Joe Nichols. We'll talk about his new album, Also going to talk to Helena High coach Brandon Day about the Bengals. Saw that Courtney Badbear was hired at Billings Seniors, the volleyball coach. He's been the JV coach, former standout, also played at Tech. So Seniors got itself a new volleyball coach. Congrats to Courtney. So we also have On This Day in History coming up. So you're going to stick around. The walk-off, much more here on a Tuesday. This segment brought to you by Ruckers Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Ruckers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Well, the Capital girls looking for a couple of big wins. Went 1-1 last week and struggled a little bit against a very good Hellgate team. Joining us now to talk about that and more is the head coach, Katie Garcin-Forba. She joins us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Well, Coach, it's great to be back with you as always. It is Tuesday, so that means it is Capital Tuesday with Katie Garcin-Forba. 1-1 last week. How you feeling?
Really, we're feeling good. Our girls strung together 3 in a row before we went and played a really good Hellgate team. I told the girls one thing that I was so proud of them for was I went back and I just cut film clips from our Hellgate game, and I wanted to see hustle plays or plays where we were, getting hands on balls, we were getting deflections, we were making a hustle play, we were getting on the ground, and I was able to cut 27 clips from our game of just hustle plays for our girls, and I thought that was fantastic because that's been something we've been really trying to get to. And then just defensive possessions where we've been working on little nitpicky things on our defense to be better, and there were some really good things that I was able to then clip, and we're actually going to watch those tonight with the team. And I just think it's a really important thing to celebrate. But feeling really good with where we're at and seeing so much progress over really a short amount of time. The kids are coming in hungry, and they want to do everything we're asking of them, and which is awesome. You can't argue with that. You can't be mad about that as a coach.
Every coach has something that they do, and like Wes Holmquist down at Gallatin, the longtime Bozeman boys coach, but he has, I think, is it the Captain America Fast Hands Award or something he does each week? What does Capital do? What do you guys do?
We don't necessarily do anything specific to that. Like they do the deflections and that sort of thing. But we look back at our game goals and our what we want to do well every single game. And so we focus on that a little bit. But I have thought about we need to add some little things that, we can get excited about. We used to do sticker boards, which we stopped doing. Honestly, with COVID, because I didn't want to have a bunch of girls in a room for longer than we needed to and risk them getting sick. But we do look at our game goals, and we look at, those little things that we want to win throughout the games. But the big thing for us has been free throws. And, we went from, being a pretty bad free throw shooting team to the last 2 games we've shot over 75%. And so that's something that we've really celebrated as a team and we get excited about and have taken a lot of pride in recently.
Katie Garcin-Forba, our guest here, Jason Walker Show, Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Jada Clarkson celebrated a milestone, scoring over 1,000 high school career points. As impressive as that is, and I'm not going to take anything away from that, Kayla Lambert put up over 3,000 in a high school career. I mean, could you imagine Jada putting up 2 more 1,000 points?
No, it's crazy. I think that, 1,000 is a big deal, and, we definitely, but now you look at 2,000, 3,000, I mean, that's a lot of points that have to be scored. And I don't think people necessarily realize what it takes to hit those milestones. It is a really special accomplishment. And so, for 3,000, that's crazy. You're scoring so many points. It's just that I can't even fathom that.
Well, and to be fair to someone like a Jada, she's played freshman, JV, varsity, and I know all that adds up, but a lot of these kids didn't score a lot early on, as opposed to being in a smaller school where you maybe played as an 8th grader and started as a freshman in high school. So it's a little bit different on the scale, but still 1,000 points. Congratulations to her. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and she's definitely one that she's worked extremely hard throughout her career. And I've said it before about her. One of the coolest things is she didn't even want us to really celebrate it or make it a big thing. And I was like, well, it is a big deal. And I know that, a big chunk of points came from when she was at Whitehall, and it's still a big deal. And I said, can can we let the team know at least? And she kind of, got this little sheepish, like shy grin. And yeah, I guess, it's a big deal. And, it was funny. I had mentioned it or asked her parents. I said, where is she at? She's got to be getting close. And they're like, we honestly don't know. We think she's probably getting close, but so they had to go back and kind of dig up some of the records, some of the old scoring and stuff. And, which I thought was really cool. The fact that wasn't what their concern was for, our team and their own daughter's success and her success. It was, not until I mentioned it that they were like, yeah, no, we can pull that stuff together. And so it was very cool. I think that says a lot about who they are, as a family and who dated as a teammate in person.
Well, and I was just going to bring that up is, coaches, media, we can all keep track of that stuff. But if a kid doesn't honestly know where they're at points wise or assists or rebound, that means they're a team player to me more so than they keep track of their individual stats.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think that's very accurate. I think it's a very accurate representation of who she is. And, it was funny when I told her, I said, I'm going to let your team know at practice. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, is that okay? And she's like, yeah, no, that's fine. And when I told the team, they were so excited for her. And that also says so much. She's been in our program for a relatively short amount of time. Mm-hmm. And the girls, they cheered, they were, hooping and hollering. And it was just like, that shows who she is and what she means to our program outside of the basketball side of things.
Right. What is the Capital girls record? Do you know?
Oh, I think it's like 1,400. Kelsey Brecky is the one who holds it, I believe.
Okay.
I would have to go back and look, but I think it's like 1,432 or something. But Kelsey Brecky holds a lot of the scoring records for Capital.
That's a pretty good last name too. I mean, that Brecky family was pretty amazing. All right, what was your high school career total?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, because you were a team player.
It wasn't close to 1,000, I don't think. And,
really?
I was a great role player. I've said that before.
I know.
I was a very good role player.
How did you get a college scholarship then?
I wasn't a bad player. I averaged double digits as my junior and senior year. And I was a good rebounder.
Okay.
But yeah, I honestly think like I just worked really hard. I played hard. I played really hard. I was an undersized post, and so I just had to make my living, just being tougher than other kids and being physical and rebounding hard and those sort of things. So I think that's probably what appealed to coaches. But yeah, I honestly don't know I don't even know what my college career stats ended up. Like I don't even know.
I can't remember. I looked it up last year and I can't remember. I know what your high for your career was, used to anyway. All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this weekend. You've got Flathead and Glacier coming to town. Two completely different teams, but still two very good tests for the Bruins.
Absolutely. Yeah, Flathead is very athletic. They've got a couple different kids that can score for them. They run a lot of zone stuff. They like to get out and, sideline fast break and transition and all of that. So that's got to be a focus, which isn't totally different from Glacier. Glacier's a man-to-man team. They're a little bit undersized in some spots, and so they really get out being athletic, and they want to get out in passing lanes and pressure the ball and run and push tempo. So those two similarities as far as pushing tempo and trying to get fast break looks are very similar. But, two very different styles of basketball. And, we just have to look at Flathead and see, okay, what do we need to look to try and stop, and what do we need to minimize? What can we limit for them so that they don't get easy to the basket? I think transition is a big one. I think, like I said, the sideline fast break, they run really efficiently, and so we have to get to spots quickly and just try and disrupt that as much as possible and make them play in the half court. Both teams like to shoot it fairly quickly, 10 to 15 seconds, they're looking to get a shot off. And so if we can play great defense for an extended amount of time, we'll be able to, I think, force them to take shots that they're not necessarily used to, and then be able to push tempo on our end.
Okay. What's the message to the girls here? I mean, we have a few weeks left in the regular season. What is the main message?
It's very similar to what we've said all year, accountability in themselves and their teammates, and come to practice every day and work hard. And continue to be great teammates, continue to be invested in the process. And our goal is to be peaking in the next couple of weeks. And so we want to continue to grow and build as a team. And if we do that, we've seen that's, given us success. And so continue to just buy into what we're doing and own their roles. And just keep getting better. We only have a couple weeks left, but we still have a couple weeks left. So Don't be satisfied with where we're at. keep pushing and building as a team.
That's that's pretty good. All right. So Super Bowl, who are you going with?
I don't know.
Do you even care?
Is it this week? It's this weekend, right?
It's Sunday. Yeah, it is Sunday.
Yeah.
I know you're not a football person, but
no, I'm not an NFL. I'm not a pro football. I like college football. I don't know. I always just hope for a good game. I want it to be exciting, and so I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm super excited for the halftime show. Like that. This is the first year that maybe others aren't as excited, but I am. So that's
you can tell what era you're from. I'm not, and that's
I will say my mother is excited for the halftime show, so that tells you a little bit about my upbringing.
Wow, I like that. Mom's has it going on. That's impressive.
She does.
Okay.
She does. Yep.
All right. So, good game, better commercials, good halftime show is basically what you want.
Exactly.
All right, and good food.
That's my expectation. Yep.
What is the hubby going with on the Traeger?
I don't know. I think we're going to go watch games. Watch the game at probably a friend's house that we go to every year. And so he always does a smoked queso dip.
Oh, okay.
And then he'll probably do some wings of some sort. But I don't know. I kind of stay out of that realm, and I just let him do his thing and then see what happens. It's always an adventure on the Traeger. So, but he will always do the smoked queso dip for sure.
Final question for Katie Garcin-Forba. Last week, we saw the state points record fall a couple of times. Yay or nay? What's your thoughts on this?
I have mixed emotions. I think it's a big deal that it got, but I see the point spread and what the points were at going into, in those games. And it's, I have mixed emotions about that. It's if you're on the opposed, if you're the opponent, that feels very different to them. I think that it's a big accomplishment, but I would be lying if I said I didn't have mixed emotions about, the scores and the games and all of that. And I think I would feel differently if they were really close games and those kids were able to accomplish that. But it's not to downplay their accomplishment. It's just, it hit a little bit differently from the coaching perspective, at least.
No, I understand that. I'm hearing that a lot too. So, which is a good answer from you. So, okay, you give the greatest answers in life. I mean, that's just what it is. Maybe it's because you're not you're not just a teacher. You're a real person, or not just a basketball coach and teacher. You're you have other things. Okay. Yeah. I guess that's it. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you enjoy practice and. Get prepared for a couple of big games on Friday and Saturday, and hopefully a couple of big wins. How's that?
That sounds perfect, and we'll talk about them next week.
It's Katie Garcin-Forba joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. She is so fun to talk with. And I say that every week because it's true. So halftime, Super Bowl, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar. Super Bowl is on NBC this year, so... All right. Very quick break. And when we return, we're talking Helena High boys with Brandon Day next. Stick with us.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. Busy show today. Danny Sprinkle already joined us. Katie Garcin-Forba. We're going to talk to country star Joe Nichols coming up. And so much more. So if you want to stick around, if you're listening on TreasureStateRadio.com, there's a good chance we're going past the top of the hour. So you can find us at JasonWalkerShow.com as well, and other places. But let's get to it, shall we? Bengal boys looking to make some noise as they head into the final few weeks here of the regular season. Joining us now to talk about last week and look ahead to the big road trip to the Flathead Valley this week is head coach Brandon Day.
All right, Coach. Tough weekend for you guys as you go 1-1, but how are you feeling afterwards?
Got the audio. Now let's try to get the video, shall we? Oh, give me 2 seconds. Here we go. 1001, 1002, and go.
All right, Coach. Tough weekend for you guys as you go 1-1, but how are you feeling afterwards?
You know, not too bad. Obviously, it would like a different outcome against Hellgate. I don't really felt like we competed like we should. But a big win against Big Sky, a very good team. And just getting any wins at this point is huge.
Well, yeah, definitely. As you come down towards that, the final couple weeks of the season, seeding is going to be important here in the next couple of weeks too, before you head into divisionals, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a very competitive conference. Wins are hard to come by for everybody. It's kind of been some random wins here and there. So, no, it's a tough year, and we just hope we can compete every game here.
Who's really stood out to you that you maybe didn't expect was going to stand out on your team this season?
I think the big one is Tevin Wetzel. I mean, he's coming in as a freshman. Haven't really got to see him play much because we only had he didn't have much of a middle school year, last year. So,
right.
Having him come in and be able to produce and compete at the varsity level is huge. A lot of these guys, they didn't get a lot of time last year, but, they were sophomores. I kind of see that, they were doing okay and would be able to help us out with this next year. But, we're still not where we need to be, and those guys would say the same thing, and hopefully we can get them producing here at the end of the year.
Helena High boys coach Brandon Day, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. This weekend you got a couple of road games and a couple of tough ones, and like you and I talked about before we came on the air, you haven't had the greatest success on the road, but it's going to be critical here over the next couple of weeks because most of your games are on the road, and it starts at Glacier Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. This is always a tough weekend, a real challenge, with back-to-back games. Gives you a little bit more of that divisional state feel, be having to play in that game and get up early and get going the next day. So I'm excited for the weekend. I think it's a good challenge for us. But you're right, we just haven't been able to produce on the road. And, hopefully we can work on that and get things rolling, because it turns out even the divisional tournament, even though it's in our town, it's still at Carroll. So, we got to be able to produce in other gyms.
Well, yeah, and like I said, it starts Friday at Glacier. Coach Harkins always has his team well prepared. What do you expect on Friday night?
Well, that's just it. Coach Harkins, he does a great job with those boys. And they're a physical bunch. They're big. Playing at home, obviously they have an advantage. And I'm expecting a lot of the same. They switch up their defenses. They love to run the floor, push the ball up. They got some guys that can really defend. So it'll be a battle, and we're definitely going to need to show up and play our best basketball.
And what about Flathead on Saturday? Because that's one of those teams that you never know what's going to happen game in and game out.
Well, that's just it. Just for example, they beat us early in the season, so we kind of owe them one, and then on top of that, they just beat Sentinel. So they're a team that is unpredictable, and they got some guys that, especially with Kripe, that can score. It's just a matter of trying to focus on what we do, and playing our best basketball and controlling the game a little bit. But we just have to control the controllables, as they say, and ride try to keep things as level as we can, not get real caught up in the ups and downs.
With Flathead, do you see a team, when you look at them on film, are you thinking this is us? A little unpredictability, a little?
Yeah. From time to time.
That's where I was going
absolutely.
With it. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And I think probably other teams would say the same thing. The only thing that we're a little more predictable in that we've been running kind of that same, we play man, and we're pretty solid with that type of stuff. But yeah, you're right. It really, and this is something we need to change, is that, it's really dependent on Caden at this time. And, when he has good games, we have good games. So, that's something we're working on, is trying to get to be a little more consistent so that we're not that up and down.
You do have a stretch. I think it's 4 games in 8 days or something like that. And I think they're all on the road, and that is not going to be easy, and sticking with that road theme. But these are games that you all, are they must wins or what?
That's what I was talking about earlier with one of my coaches, that it's, I keep on repeating myself, that all these games are must wins at this time of the year, and with this conference the way it is. Obviously you still are working for your best basketball come divisionals, but you want to set yourself up for the best spot you can be for that tournament. And I'm hoping we can do that. But with our schedule right now, we have, going this weekend, we have Friday, Saturday, but then we go right back on Tuesday to Big Sky. So that'll be a tough one. And then, of course, we have Crosstown. But at least that one's at home.
Right, yeah.
But then, we close things up with Butte and then Sentinel at home. So we got, it's a tough finish to the year. And hopefully come that senior night for Sentinel, we're clicking.
Last week, we saw the state record fall twice. You okay with it? And how everything happened, or what's your thoughts?
I think it's, without watching the basketball, without seeing the games, it's hard to have an opinion. I don't really know what's going on. It seems kind of crazy to me that it's happened in back-to-back weeks, but that's a lot of points in a game. No, I'm happy for those guys, and, that's pretty impressive. That's even in any game, that's a lot of points to score. So, I have to watch the games to really give you a solid opinion on that one.
When was the last time Helena High boys put up 82 in a game?
That's a very good question.
Because you guys slow things down so much over the years that.
Well, and that's not intentional on my part, but I would imagine probably back in my time, maybe might have been the last to sprinkle around in that area.
Wow, that long ago.
It's been a long time. Yeah, I'd have to ask Myrtle. He's been around here. He's probably seen something, but I don't know if Hollow's crew, they did slow it down back then. So I don't know if when that's been. It's been a while.
Yeah, if you get 50, you got a good chance of winning this day and age.
Yeah, it's that's our goal, is over 50, holding to 40. So
there you go.
Well, it hasn't worked out the last few games, or the last game anyway.
And then finally, Super Bowl. Who are you taking?
I think I'm going to go for the Bengals.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
because of the team
I'm a
name?
Bengal. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, I'm a Niners fan, so.
You can't cheer for the Rams then. You can't.
I can't cheer for the Rams.
No.
And, being a Bengal, I'm just going to have to cheer for the Bengals.
There you go. That is how my mom would pick. My mom has won so many like March Madness polls over the years because she'll pick the team from the warmer climate or who's got the better looking uniform or the better looking coach. So yeah, that's the Bengals, and we talked about this a month ago. You can't cheer for your rival. So like as a 49er fan, there's no way you can root for the Rams.
No.
Okay.
No,
well, there you go.
Definitely have to go the other way.
Hey, good luck this weekend. Safe travels up to the Flathead Valley. The weather's going to be nice. Take advantage of it and get a couple of big road wins before you head back out next Tuesday on the road.
Well, I appreciate it.
That is Coach, what am I trying to say? Brandon Day joining us on the Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. There we go. Big games coming up for the Bengal boys. There's no question about that, especially with division just around the corner. All right, quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk country music sensation Joe Nichols will join us. I've known him for 25 years. Does he remember the first time we met? We'll talk about it when we return here on the Jason Walker Show. Hang on.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of the Jason Walker Show.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on this day in history. Still to come, the walk-off and more. So Joe Nichols has been around country music for a long time. Hit it big early 2000s, but he was around before that. And he's got a new album coming out on Friday. It's called Something Good. I can't remember the name of it. But I got a chance to catch up with him earlier today and had a chance to talk about that and much more as Joe Nichols joins us here on the Jason Walker Show.
Well, it's been actually a very long time since I first talked to Joe Nichols, but I'll bring that up here in a little bit. But how are you? How is life?
I'm doing good, man. Life is good. We got a new record out. The family is healthy and happy, and especially Mama. So all is good.
It's really what matters most is health and happiness, right?
That's exactly right. Amen.
You got the new album coming out in a couple of days. Good Day for Living. It's your first full-length project, Joe, in 4 years, I guess. Take me through the process of how it took so long and how you got it to come about.
Well, you know, with the with my former label Redbow, we kind of had to let that divorce kind of solve a little bit, get solved, and so that took a little bit of time after we put out the last record in 2018. And so after that, you know, I started kind of diddling in the studio a little bit, recording here and there, just trying to get together kind of the beginning of a new album, new project that we'd be shopping. And about that time, man, I got a call from Benny Brown, who actually owned the Broken Bow label group before, who signed me to Redbow. And he sold that since, and he started a new label, and he called me and said, I'd like you to join me at the new label. And I said, put me in, coach, let's go. I'm ready to play.
And, yeah, that's fantastic that you've got new. I know the fans are excited for this as we talked to Joe Nichols. Home Run came out right before, I guess, the holidays. How special is that song?
I think it's great. You know, I think the message of the song is pretty important. You know, that we all kind of need a touch of reality, a little home, you know, a little break away from the insanity, you know, and you know, home kind of seems to do that for us. I thought getting to make the video with my mom and my sister and my little babies and my wife, you know, that was a really cool moment for me to kind of let them be the star of the show a little bit and see kind of how my world works a little. And it's just overall just a great feeling song, good feeling record.
What are some other songs on this record that fans are going to maybe go nuts over?
Well, man, I hope they like the new single we just put out this last week at radio. It's called Good Day for Living. And, man, that's a fun tune. It reminds me of some of the stuff that I've done, like Give Me That Girl a little bit. You know, it's got that kind of a little bit of old school feel to it, but it kind of sounds a little modern at the same time. It's fun record, man. Fun song, makes me feel good, kind of uplifting message. So I hope people really like, you know, that the new single. Also, I hope people like the mix of what a modern sound to me is, and the old school sound we have. We have a song called 1 2 Step Closer that's straight out of like 1992. You know, it's just a old kind of cha-cha feel. All you dancers, country dancers back in the 90s, you'll know what a cha-cha was. but this kind of feels like that a little bit. You know, there's a couple of two-step songs on there, and you know, it's kind of got an old school feel to it, but it's got, like I said, some kind of modern feel to it as well.
Have you found, as we talked to Joe Nichols on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, have you found that it's okay still to bring back some of that traditional stuff from the 80s, the 90s, that, you know, they're really exploded country music and made guys like yourself want to get into the business, and then still have to mix it a little bit with what's popular today?
Yeah, I think it's definitely harder at times than it has been harder at times than it is right now. I think people are kind of, I don't know what waking up is the right words to use, but I think there's a huge part of the country music fan base out there, the country music fans that have kind of wanted a lot of traditional stuff and a lot of the old throwback kind of stuff. You know, to me, I see it all the time. People, you know, talk about, hey, why isn't more of this on the radio or more of that on the radio? Why can't we get more of this out of Nashville or Texas now? You know, I think there's a big, humongous country following of traditional country fans. And I think you're starting to see that'll open up a little bit more in a mainstream appeal, you know, guys like Luke Combs and Chris Stapleton. But, man, that fan base has been there, and they haven't gone anywhere. And it kind of just want a little traditional to go along with the other stuff that's out there today.
Well, and you're one of the guys that can sing that traditional stuff. I mean, everybody talks about your voice. Garth on his channel, whenever he talks about you, it's an older sounding kind of voice, you know, that haggard. What's that feel like when you hear somebody like Garth say that about you?
Well, I think he's one of the kindest people I've ever met. You know, he's been very, very generous to me with you know, comments, with endorsement, with you know, with opening shows for him. You know, he's just been a very, very kind person to me. And to hear, you know, people like Garth, you know, kind of that they even know who I am, let alone enjoy my music, you know, that's a pretty big deal to me. You know, if nothing else, it's good for my ego.
There you go. There you go. Speaking of big artists, you toured with some of the best. You have been one of the best. What was your favorite tour?
Ooh, my favorite tour, That's a tough one, man. I love the Alan Jackson tour. It was my first experience with a big tour like that. I didn't know much about catering or, trucks, what time this call was, that call, how to, how a big show like that operated. I just played music in a lot of little places and bars mostly. And so that kind of structure on a big level was pretty awe-inspiring a little bit. It was just kind of like, whoa, this is, there's a lot of moving parts to this, with 8 trucks and 12 buses and all that kind of stuff. So it was pretty cool. It was great to see 20,000, country fans out there screaming their heads off. And like I said, it was really huge for my ego back at that time to have a song that people knew, me by. And that was just a pretty special time in my life.
Well, I first met you in April of 1997 out in Medford, Oregon. We had brought you down you were in Eugene, and we had, it was Cat Country Radio, and we had Neil McCoy, Pam Tillis, and Minnie McCready. And I remember this, and you had the great long hair. We all had the great long hair back then, right?
More of it anyway.
And we went to the Rock and Rodeo, but I remember Pam Tillis said, "What do you do at the radio station?" And you're like, "Ma'am, I'm just, I'm trying to, become a recording artist." Your look on your face, and I'm not sure if you ever got to relay that to her, but how cool was it when you finally got to be like, "Hey, I'm hearing my songs on radio now, Pam"?
Yeah, boy, that brings back so many memories. I remember that very well. I remember we stayed at a hotel and played at a hotel bar. And I think maybe it was that my band we played at a hotel. Anyway, it was a fun time up there. It was I do remember that well. It was Walmart Parking Lot Social Club was the little independent record we had out there. 61 Half Dozen the Other was the other song on that. But I don't remember Pam saying that to me, but it kind of does sound familiar now that you say that. But she's always been kind to me. I've run across her several times, and she's always been very nice. So I probably did look like, hanging out.
Well, yeah, it was great. Speaking of that record, I loved 61 Half Dozen of the Other. Have you ever thought about going back to that album and pulling back some of the songs? Like, I Hate the Way I Love You, But I Do is probably, honestly, my all-time favorite Joe Nichols song, and that goes back to 96, 97. I mean, that's how old that song was.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I haven't thought about that at all, pulling back some of those old songs that was so long ago, and I was so new to everything. It was my first experience in the studio was when we cut 10 songs for this little independent record. I did all the vocals in one day, and it was kind of one of those, what just happened? We have an album. Let's go put it out. And it was crazy, but I haven't even thought about, some of those songs. I'd have to go listen to. I think I wrote quite a few songs on that, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, I'll have to go back and check that out.
Man, it was one of my favorite records, and I Hate the Way I Love You, But I Do. To me, ranks up there with a Broken Heartsville or a Tequila Makes Her Clothes Fall Off, but not many people remember that album and that song.
Yeah, right on, man. Thank you for, like I said, taking me down memory lane. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, She Could Care Less, Leave the Past Behind. I mean, that was seriously some good tunes back then, my man.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, they don't write them like that much anymore.
No, definitely. All right, you're touring this year, back out on tour as well, after working through the last couple of years, which has been, crazy. But going to be in Montana for a couple of dates coming up, Huntley and Great Falls. And you get to play those small venues again, which is kind of cool, right? Or do you miss the big ones?
Well, we still do a few big ones throughout the year. It just kind of depends on the time of year and the kind of, where we're at. But I think they all got their goods and their bads, there's something really cool about smaller venues where it kind of keeps you a little more honest. People don't get so much lost in the production of the show. They kind of get more into what's happening with you and kind of how you're singing and all that kind of stuff. So that's a great big, big change with having a 10, 12,000 seats, kind of all making their own energy and kind of getting, like I said, lost in the show a little bit.
Are you able to relate closer to the fans in a smaller venue like that?
I think I feel more comfortable, actually. I think in the smaller venues, I think this is because I had a lot of years of training smaller venues, because it really does kind of teach you how to engage on a different level. With the show, all you do is hit your marks, go to the right place, go to the right person, the right, like I said, get it close in the ballpark vocally and do all the things you're supposed to do to make it look good. Versus in a smaller setting, you really kind of, there's not a lot of tricks. You just kind of got to more do it with your voice, and kind of spontaneous things.
Well, you've always had a great voice. There's no question about that. How have you been able to keep it healthy?
Well, I've done my darndest to not keep it healthy.
I think we all have at some point, right?
Yeah. I think, I don't know. It's held up pretty good for me over the years. I think, the one thing I heard a long time ago when I first started, it was advice from B.B. King. And he said, they asked him if he could give advice to anybody that's starting a career in music, singing or whatever. And he said, one thing you have to do more than anything else is sleep. He said, sleep every time you get a chance, sleep at night, sleep in the day. And I really believe that. I believe that the road really is hard on your body a little bit, to kind of keep up, get down, keep up, get down. Flying, driving, riding, whatever it is, I think this constant moving can it can wear on you a little bit. But I think the one thing that counters that is sleep. And I think he was dead on. And over the years, I think, that for me, I can tell the difference, when I've been able to sleep and when I haven't.
Well, I'll make sure I tell my wife that Joe Nichols said it's okay for me to sleep longer.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to listening to the whole new album. And Good Day for Living comes out Friday, I guess. And that's kind of a change. Music used to drop on Tuesdays, which is way back in the day. But everything's changing.
A lot of stuff is different. You're exactly right.
Well, one thing's not different is you sounding the same and putting out great music. Looking forward to it. Good luck with it, and we'll see you in Montana in July.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
That is Joe Nichols joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. And, that album from back in the day, they re-released in 2003, the early years, but what a great song. I hate the way I love you, but I do. And if I looked back, he wrote like 4 of the 10 songs on it. So on that first album, just listen to old Joe Nichols early.
You got me walking up on air, and I'm afraid of heights. You fill my days with thoughts of you, and then rob my sleep at night.
And the great hair.
I see another side of me when you come into view. I hate the way I love you, but I do.
How good is that, right? He needs to re-release this song.
I hate the way I miss you every time you're not around, and the way you got me thinking it's time to settle down. I've tried to fight the feeling, but this time there's no use. I hate the way I love you, but I do.
Oh, that was so good. Early years, man. That was early Joe Nichols. Oh, man. But appreciate him joining us. And he'll be in Huntley July 7th and then in Great Falls at the Newberry on July 8th. So looking forward to hopefully catching one of those shows. All right, let's do On This Day in History. It is brought to you by Pinkerton & Company, a combat veteran-owned company out of Wyoming. Casey Pinkerton from Montana. It makes everything in America with American leather, wallets, saddles, purses, everything in between. And all products are built to last. Go to pinkertonleather.com. Use the discount code MTSports10 for a 10% discount on all your products. Today is February the 8th. It is Safer Internet Day in the U.S., National Boy Scouts Day, National Kite Flying Day. Speaking of flying, on this date in 1936, the first ski jumping tournament at Red Wing, Minnesota, home of the first ski club, by the way. 1945, Paul Brown agrees to coach the new American football expansion team in Cleveland, which would later go on to be named the Cleveland Browns after their coach. 1948, the 5th Winter Olympic Games closed in Switzerland. 1956, Connie Mack died, the Hall of Fame catcher, manager, and owner Won 5 World Series. Most managerial wins, losses, and games managed. 1960, Boston Celtic Bill Russell becomes the first with 50 rebounds in a game. He had 51. 1963, the AFL's Dallas Texans become the KC Chiefs. 83, Wayne Gretzky sets the NHL All-Star record of 4 goals in a period. 1984, the 9th Winter Olympic Games open in Sarajevo, Yugoslavia. In 1992, the 16th Winter Games opened up in, is that right? 14th Winter Games in 84. The 16th Winter Games, I told you yesterday, Roman numerals are hard, in France. 1994, Jack Nicholson used a golf club to attack a car. Not Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicholson used a golf club to attack a car, a feat later repeated by Tiger Woods' then wife. 2002, the best Winter Games ever opened up in Salt Lake City, Utah. The only one, I think, to this date that made any money. Bless me. That would have been the 19th Winter Games. 1961, happy birthday to Vince Neil, American rock singer, Motley Crue. Some great actors born on this date. Lana Turner in 1921, Jack Lemmon in 1925, and James Dean in 1931. And on this date in 2007, Anna Nicole Smith died of a prescription drug overdose, also known as a drug overdose, at the age of 39, Playmate of the Year in 1993. And she liked old guys. So that is on this day in history. Presented by Pinkerton Leather Company. Go to pinkertonleather.com. Use the discount code MTSports10 for a 10% discount at checkout.
We're almost at the end of the show.
Check out.
What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off is presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. Shrimp po' boy. And actually, I think barbecue po' boy on the schedule tonight for me. I'm not sure what the family's going to get. Possibly, catfish, the fried catfish meal, which is unbelievable. But you can stop and get anything you want. They're open till 8 through Friday night. All right. Had a great time. We were packed today. If you missed anything, go to jasonwalkershow.com because we had an unbelievable show. We talked Danny Sprinkle, MSU men's basketball. And women's basketball. We talked about that, too. We talked with Katie Garcin-Forba, Capital Girls, Brandon Day, Helena High Boys, Joe Nichols' new album, Good Day for Living, comes out Friday. Make sure you get it. Tomorrow, Alex Eshelman will join us. Carson Bender, Lance Hartzler scheduled as well. Remember, no show on Thursday. We'll be doing some basketball down in Bozeman. But it's going to be a fun week, too. Hope you had a good one. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Jason Walker Show is presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana State Law says it's your vehicle. It's your choice. Where you have it repaired, choose Capital Collision Center. We'll see you tomorrow after 4.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.